We're back with Erin and Frank.
Hola.
Erin, you look so tiny.
Sorry.
Maybe I should back up.
I'm
so
just
huge,
how I can get in the shot here.
Is
Is all.
Welcome to Off the Map Live. You nervous?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Because I hate cameras.
It's just me and Frank.
And that camera.
And
Look at that guy.
And
Yeah.
all those other people out in the ether there. Yeah,
Is your mom watching?
probably.
Hi, Erin's mom. What's your mom's name?
Pat.
Hey, Pat. Thanks for joining us. I'm glad you could be here for this, for your daughter's embarrassment.
We're gonna make it a good one.
So, Erin, you're originally from New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
How far from Auckland? Because that's all of what we know.
Originally from about 2 hours from Auckland. My parents live about 4 hours from there now. I lived in Auckland for the last 11 years. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where I learned to tattoo.
So tattooing's been happening in New Zealand for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
Did traditional tattooing in New Zealand lead you to tattooing, or is it more of the modern tattooing?
It was, I guess, more the modern tattooing. From when I was 8 years old I lived in a pub, and there was a lot of bikers and people like that. So I was exposed to tattoos pretty young, and my dad hates them, and I found them fascinating. So.
So was that part of the reason you got into it, because your father hated them? Was it being a rebellious person?
No, I have always been an artist, and I don't know, I just found the medium very interesting. But, I mean, yeah, my dad did not.
So
he gets it now a little
can
bit.
you remember the first tattoo that you ever saw, and what was striking about it? Or the first one that actually made an impression?
The first one that probably really made an impression was a full spider web on a guy's face.
Awesome.
Damn.
Yeah. There were some gangs when I grew up. Yeah.
So did that make you want to tattoo, or were you just learn more about it?
Yeah, it made me want to know more about it. It was scary and cool, and I was 8 or 9, so yeah.
So how did you begin?
I was going to animation school, and there was a tattoo shop across the road, and I spent more time hanging out at the tattoo shop than I did at school. And I would do drawings for them and help them make stencils because they didn't have Dermafax and stuff like that. Basically everything that an apprentice would do without being an apprentice. And eventually, it was a good 5 years or so that I was hanging out with them on and off, that I eventually got an apprenticeship, not through them, but through the person that taught them, which was Chris Bazonson at Eastside Tattoo.
Right
in
on.
New Zealand, yeah.
And you had already gone through all the bullshit of the apprentice stuff.
Yeah.
So was it easier to become an apprentice at that point?
Kind of. I was 21 when I got the apprenticeship, 22 when I actually started it, and it was only 6 months of bullshit before I was actually tattooing, so it wasn't too bad. But it had
After
been
5
years, so
yeah, right.
it was
So what originally led you to go to animation school? Were you always an artist?
Yeah, I've drawn and painted my whole life. Probably not very well, but it was one of those you're better than the other kids in the class, which
That's
isn't
all it
saying
takes
much.
sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, I love cartoons because I am a giant nerd, and we found out this week I'm probably a 5-year-old boy trapped in a 30-year-old woman's body, but that's cool, whatever.
There's some people in prison that are really
Can we say that?
Can I say it? Of course I can say that. I'm the host of this goddamn show.
Oh, you're damn right.
And I edit the show too, so I can take it out later.
Gotcha.
So Frank, you're kind of a nerd too when it comes to comics, especially.
Yeah, no, I'm the giant nerd. She's an elfish, smaller nerd.
Are there names for that? There's got to be.
I mean,
depends on
I'm sure
what
you know
level
a couple
nerd.
of them. Yeah, it's.
So what led you to animation and that kind of stuff, like liking comics and that kind of thing, and cartoons and
storytelling.
It's all about the story.
It's literally what that is. It's so many things. That's a broad question.
Good.
It's
an hour-long show.
Oh, there you go. It's like just like movies and video games. All the things that I like to get into. Like you watch a movie just to see what happens. It's interesting things, But movies on topics that you enjoy only come out so often. Trades and different things about superheroes you enjoy or other compelling characters happen all the time, like monthly trades, bi-weekly type things. And there's just so much source material and like deep shit to get into that you can just read forever.
Did you ever consider drawing any of that stuff?
Considered it, yeah. I thought about it a lot.
You ever attempted?
Oh man, I draw splash pages. Like, that's what my tattoo is. That's what a tattoo is. Like, actually storytelling, I'm horrible at it. You know, it's... No. Just no.
Have you ever drawn any comics, cartoons?
Yeah, I've done a couple of little strips for some books, like Slave Labor did some like books that were like multiple artists, and I've had a couple of strips in those. Outside of that, I just made my own characters and kind of wished I had comic books.
Did you ever make any comic books just for yourself?
Like a few pages, like.
Can we see them anywhere? Hiding
no.
anywhere on the internet?
There's like maybe one-off drawings, but of the characters, but not any of the. I never posted any of the.
Have you ever brought
strips.
them into the tattoo world? Like tattooed any of your characters?
No, but I would like to tattoo Bad Taste Betsy if anyone's down.
Bad Taste Betsy?
Yeah.
Tell me about her.
She's kind of like a zombie tank girl. Yeah, she
Nice.
was like my alter ego.
She was.
Yeah, she
Not
was.
anymore?
No, I don't really. I haven't drawn her in years, but yeah, she was fun.
Nice.
So other than tattooing, you paint, draw, yes? Often?
Not as much as I would like to, but right now most of what I do is probably for charity shows. I haven't done anything for myself in a long time.
What mediums do you work in?
The last few years it's been mostly marker and Prismacolor pencils because like I don't know, painting takes me a long time. Like I'm just not fast at it and I don't have the time to invest. Usually I'll get given a show like 2 weeks before it's due and like I don't, like it's gonna take me longer than 2 weeks to paint it, so.
Yeah, oil paint doesn't even dry in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I want to get into oils, but yeah, I used to use liquid acrylics, but I'm just not fast with it. It's like I'm so meticulous that marker is so much faster.
What about you, Frank? What mediums are you working in these days? I've seen that you've been painting a lot more. It's like every morning I see a new painting.
I get through them fast. That's it's fun. It's fun.
Lucky for some.
I know, right? I don't know.
Every morning I wake up, check the Instagram because I'm, digital crack and all. I'm addicted, and I see a new one from you every day.
Yeah. No.
So what mediums are you working with?
Watercolor. That's basically it. Ink washes, both. Depending on what kind of paper I'm using or for what reason, really.
So how come you've been putting out so much work lately? What's kind of inspired you and gotten fire lit under your ass?
There's no reason not to, really. I'm here, tattooing goes right into painting more things, making cool things for people to see. They might get tattooed on them. It all kind of goes.
Do you ever paint in preparation for a tattoo?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you find it helps?
A shit ton. Yeah, it helps a lot. If I have a piece I have to do for someone that I just don't like, it's not my normal subject matter, or I have no clue how it's going to work out for me, I'll paint it the night before or a few days before and just say, well, this is all worked out and I can just follow a blueprint now, one that I created, and that's awesome.
Do you find painting and working in other mediums helps with your tattooing?
Yeah, definitely. Color pencil I find really easy to work with, and
I hear a lot that a colored pencil translates very well to tattooing. It's very similar.
Yeah, because it's kind of, it's a little forgivable, but at the same time, like once you lay down a color, it's kind of, especially when you're using something waxy like a Prismacolor, it's kind of hard to.
It's there.
Yeah, you have to know that you're going to blend it out. You can't put it down really solid and then put something else over top. It doesn't really work that way. So.
And circles.
Circles?
It's like direct application the same way for me. Yeah.
You work the same way with pencils as you do with a tattoo machine?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty similar.
So, speaking of tattoo machines, what are you using for machines these days? Are you a rotary or a coil fan?
I use both. I actually learned how to tattoo with rotaries.
That's strange.
Yeah.
I mean, less so, more and more.
More
and more artists are starting right out of the gate with rotaries. But.
Yeah, when I learned it was strange. It was 2006, and when people found out I used rotaries, they're like, "What is this? Like 1995? Like what?" Like, and now people are like, "You still use coils? Like God, like, you don't have the latest like."
It's very cyclical.
Yeah. So.
So what are some of the advantages of one versus the other? Why do you like coils? Why do you like rotaries?
I mean, coils tend to be a little more forgiving, but I mean, rotaries are consistent, and you don't have to tune them. So, and generally less can go wrong with them, especially when you're traveling. I've definitely had got off a plane and opened up my case and like my armature bar is like hanging out half an inch to the side or something, you know, like. So.
And that's not going to happen with a rotary machine.
No, it is what it is. It either works or it doesn't generally. So, I mean, I'm using one of my liners right now is a Dan Cuban Sidewinder, which requires like a little bit of tuning.
I saw that thing and it was bizarre looking.
It's weird looking,
Pretty crazy.
but it is awesome. And yeah, it's like it requires a little bit of tuning sometimes as far as a rotary goes. But
it's kind of a combo, right? It's got, I mean, it's very much a rotary, but it's got a spring and stuff, right?
It's got a spring inside it. I'm not gonna give away his secrets or anything. But
You don't have to.
Yeah, but so I use that, and I have a couple of NeoTat Vivachis, which I love. They're fantastic machines if you're looking at investing in a rotary. Very consistent, very well made.
They don't break.
They don't.
From what I hear.
And
when they do break.
I'm not being paid to say that. I just like them.
Not yet.
And I've got, right now, I'm running a Jesse Young coil as well. So I've also got some Dringenbergs and some Sessaferis, and yeah.
So Frank, coil versus rotary?
I'm good.
How'd you start and where'd you end up?
Rotary. I love rotary machines. They make me very, very happy. They're consistent. For a while, I bought everything. I wanted to try things, and the only way you can really try things is to have them. So I just did a whole lot of stuff, and I had I was coil before. Like I did traditional for years. So it's like coil was my shit. That was awesome.
Were you using coils because you felt you had to use coils because it was the traditional way to tattoo?
No, that's just what I learned on. I had a couple of shank maids, and now I've got a few other coil machines, but I don't actually use coils anymore for anything that I do. It's all NeoTat now. Like I really, really enjoy them. They're just consistent.
I knew you were using the Hawk for a while. And
Yeah.
You switched away from that?
I had that for about a year. Like I brought mine to the studio, and then after a month of having
I saw
that,
it spread.
Yeah, just like a happy virus, I guess you would say.
Not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, like everyone got one. Like Matt Driscoll's using his, Max Rother uses his all the time. Christina Bennett uses hers. I actually sold mine to her and bought a couple of NeoTats. I just like them. I had
Our
them.
shop's pretty evenly split now.
Mm-hmm.
Got Tim, Joe, you, all NeoTat.
All NeoTat, yeah.
And then everybody else is using the Hawk.
Yep.
And then I come in and I'm all loud.
You got all kinds of
annoying
random
everybody.
stuff, and it
Yeah,
sounds like a
it's-
tattoo shop again.
Exactly. What is that?
Even some of my rotaries are loud.
Yeah, no.
It's like a library in there sometimes now. You go in and you're like, is anyone working? And everyone is working, but it's silent.
Yeah, no. This week has been pretty tattoo related. Like that's just.
Have you been enjoying Off the Mat?
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah?
It's a lot of fun.
What brought you here? How did we finally convince you to show up?
Gabe's actually been like on and off asking me to come up for a few years. So when did Kelly leave? It was around then.
Shit, I don't know. A couple years ago?
Yeah. So
don't
whenever,
remember.
yeah, since then he's been asking me to come up, and this is just the first time I've been able to. So.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's great.
Good crew, right?
Yeah, crew's great. Town's beautiful.
Frank's all
Shop's
right,
awesome.
Oh man.
Frank's okay. I don't know.
It's all right.
Like,
Yeah. I gotta live with that
it's-
guy.
It's been fun.
Yeah. Do you have any plans to ever visit a shop out west?
I would love to.
Yeah.
I've never officially met Jeff. I spoke to him very, very briefly once at a convention when I was an apprentice, but that was about it. Doesn't really count.
It's a pretty quiet town, but it's a good shop, solid shop. Have you been there, Frank?
Oh yeah. I went like once.
Oh, when you were doing the loop.
When I was doing my loop, I actually drove from Oregon to Oklahoma, then up here, and back. So
For those who don't know, it's part of how we get our artists. You got to work everywhere.
Totally worth it. Like Jeff was in Japan when I was there, but I got to see the studio, and even the studio by itself is just awesome. It was before we put in the extra booth, so it was just like all this crazy, art everywhere and a bunch of different skulls, and every room was awesome. It was fun.
So Erin, where are you working these days? I know you travel a lot.
Yeah, I definitely travel too much right now. Right now, I am at Ghost Print Gallery in Richmond, Virginia, with Thea Duskin, who is awesome.
She's totally awesome.
She rules.
She's awesome.
So yeah, she is the best.
Long-term plans that you can talk about at all?
I mean, gonna keep traveling. Other than that, looking at opening a shop next year. Probably in Richmond. It's not 100%. It's still so up in the air.
Don't hold her to that.
Don't know.
Anyone down there?
Yeah.
We won't hold you to that.
No. So yeah, I don't know. There's everything's still very up in the air right now. Next year's months away. So much time to think about it.
Next year it's going to be here like that.
Oh, I know. Don't
Like
even.
3 months away.
You don't have to tell me that. Believe me.
So why did you make the travel over from New Zealand to the U.S. and Canada, and why did you leave New Zealand?
Like originally or long term? Because I've been traveling here since 2008. So.
Well, now you have a Virginia driver's license. Why did you make that?
the big one.
That big one, yeah.
I married a guy from Virginia.
We don't have to get into it. It's fine.
Yeah. So
you followed a boy,
Mm-hmm,
and that's
followed a boy.
And that started it all, huh?
Yep.
Do you ever think you'd go back to New Zealand?
I mean.
Sorry, Mom. Whatever she says here.
Eventually, definitely. I don't know when. I love New Zealand. It's definitely home, but I don't know. I feel like I need to make something out of leaving,
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, you seem to be doing all right so far.
So far, I'm doing okay.
So you do a lot of conventions.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like doing conventions?
I'm sure most people have the same answer. It's like a love-hate relationship. Like,
what do you enjoy about them?
I mean, you get to see a lot of friends that you don't get to see often. I mean, the general vibe's pretty fun. I mean, they're fun to spend time in, hang out at, and stuff like that. They're stressful.
What's stressful about a convention?
You don't have your own stuff generally. You're always having to borrow something off someone, or buying something that you forgot, or there's
sitting in a hotel room, ballroom chair, or
yeah,
making your client sit and...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to make a massage table out of, like, 4 chairs, like...
And then some poor bastard has to lay on that for 6 hours.
Yeah, and you're bending over, like, doubled over, and, the thermoflex is never working, or the photocopier is not working, or your power goes out just in your booth and no one else's, or, the lighting's horrible, and
Lighting's
you forgot a lamp, and, there's always something, but it's, it's fun, and you kind of... It's always weird when you're first doing them. There's like a lot of people there, and they're taking photos, and they're trying to ask you questions, but you kind of learn to make a balance. That's usually my technique.
What about you, Frank? Have you done conventions?
Only a couple, really.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, no, I just...
Any advice for someone who hasn't done a
them.
lot of conventions that might want to do more conventions? Do you recommend it, or you think it's a good thing?
If you're driving, don't forget a lamp. Take your lamp.
Fair
take
enough,
your massage table. Take your armrest.
Seat.
Definitely.
Take your goddamn seat.
Gotcha.
Take a stool. My God. If you're flying, good luck.
Good luck. That works, I guess, right?
Take as much as you could fit in your bag. Buy one of those little tiny massage tables that's like...
Yeah. You can carry them around and push them as dollies now. They've got things.
New stuff?
New stuff. A lot of stuff.
So we'll be right back in a few minutes after a couple words from our sponsors with Erin and Frank. I hope you're enjoying this conversation. I know I am. We'll see you after these messages. Stay with us. Thanks. All right, now we're back. The microphone wasn't quite on yet, and I didn't really have a lot of warning there. But we're working on it. We had to take a little refreshment break. Mine's empty, though.
So rude.
Thanks, Frank. So welcome back to the show.
You're welcome.
You enjoying yourselves?
Yeah.
You nervous?
Sure. Always.
She's not really nervous. She's pretending. So, this is a question for both of you. How long did it take you to get to where you are working in the style that you work in now? I know you're ever evolving, both of you as artists, but I know an Erin Chance tattoo when I see it.
Yeah.
How did you get to that? How did you get to a point where you could be working in the style that you wanted to work in?
All right. I guess I've been tattooing for just over 8 years now, including my apprenticeship. I got to start tattooing my own stuff fairly early on, but my style was pretty unevolved when I started doing my own stuff. I started working at Sacred Tattoo in New Zealand in 2009, and every one of their shops amazing, and it's very much like a sort of a neo-Japanese, neo-traditional / traditional, and so I picked up a lot of influence from that and sort of applied it to the kind of comic style I had already, the more illustrative stuff. And
did you ever tattoo and did you ever do traditional stuff? Were you ever doing flash tattoos off the wall?
I mean, flash like Cherry Creek, yeah.
That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah, but that was like the first shop I was in, East Side. It was 50% flash, 50% custom. So I was still doing like a lot of my own stuff. It wasn't mine yet, It was like, I was still figuring that out. So I would say once I'd been tattooing about 3 years, I sort of started to really develop a style. When I hit 5 years was when it really started to hone in, and it's just been since then. Like I left Sacred almost 3 years ago, and which was hard. That was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made because I love that shop. Hi guys, if you're watching.
We can send them a link to the replay for sure.
Awesome.
And when I left there was like being out from under their influence. I guess I was experiencing different styles when I was traveling and stuff, and started. You learn things and take things from different influences, and so it's really been the last like 3 years that I've really started to, I feel, develop a style. So.
What about you, Frank? Have you been doing traditional the whole time?
No, I started off doing like new school and things like that.
I think I remember seeing a stitch tattoo that you did.
There are a few things out there from the first like 5 years of tattooing that I did, and like throughout that, like Jesse Smith was like someone that I was like that's the tattoo and it's awesome, and
that's the style you were shooting for.
That's the style I was shooting for. I mean, I was so far behind that it was ridiculous, but that was like the avenue I wanted to go that way. Living in Oklahoma, working in street shops, traditional was more popular than a lot of the new school stuff out there, so I went that direction, but I fell in love with it. I liked I guess the approach more than anything else, and I guess that would define what my tattoos, like if you see a bunch of tattoos of mine that are all grouped together, like what unifies them is the approach. Like I'm very, very this is how I do my line work. This is how my color, saturation and what I do with these things. Like they don't really vary as much. I'll try new things, but I always do them as safely as possible. I don't take these huge jumps and have a possibility of screwing.
Tattooer?
I'm not. I can't be. They're on people's bodies forever, and those people.
A lot of artists don't feel that way. They don't take the risk.
Right. I totally appreciate them for doing that. That's fantastic. I mean. Dude, it pays off for you so well. It's done really good so far, For me, I like to slow and steady. That's me, definitely. But
I was going to ask, how much is collaboration between you and your client, and how much is just you presenting a design?
That very much depends on the client and the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the longer I've been tattooing, the more they tend to sort of trust and leave it up to me. Typically, not always, but typically if a person has less tattoos, they're going to want to hold on to that control a little more. And the more tattooed they get, especially by one person, the less they will feel the need to have that control and will like let you take over a little.
Trust you a little bit more.
Yeah, that's not always the case, but yeah, some people definitely.
Do you prefer to collaborate with a client, or do you prefer to kind of have a complete idea that they're willing to get tattooed?
I mean, I definitely have drawn things that I would like to tattoo. But for the most part, like, you do things when somebody gives you an idea, and like sometimes like just when they're explaining it during the consultation, it'll just click and you can see it and you're like, yeah, this is going to be awesome. And assuming they run with what you're thinking,
right?
I mean, you can do things that like you would never have done on your own, and it's cool. Like it's a lot of fun, and yeah, like I find it more stressful when clients are like, do whatever you want, because a lot of the time they don't actually mean that. Like,
right?
Yeah, they'll say they'll only seen my animal portraits, and they're like, do whatever you want.
And then you design something that looks nothing like what they've seen,
yeah,
and they're like, no.
I draw like a creepy demon with her boobs out, because that's what I like drawing, and they're like, I made a cat, you know?
Right.
Yeah, so.
How about you, Frank? Is the same for you?
Anymore, like nowadays, it's changed a lot more than it used to be than it was before. I'm more confident in what I can do. Like, I can do exactly what I can do, and I can't do everything. So if you come to me and you like my portfolio and what I do, I'd like a subject and a body part. And like I'd like to help tell your story. So I want your input. What
You should get some dice.
There you go. You know, I've done that
before. Body parts on one and the subject on the other.
Just a couple of things. You're getting this here. It's going to cost this much. That's.
No, that one should never be left up to the.
Yeah, I know, right?
Pirate ship.
All
on
those numbers are high. It's okay. Yeah, it's stacked in my favor. But no, I like to help tell someone's story. So input is fantastic. When someone says you can do whatever you want, that is really stressful. It's funny because I draw the cute little kitten, you know, on a field of cheeseburgers having a great time. Like, that's totally up my alley. Like, the cheeseburger might have boobs, but that's about it, you know.
It's delicious.
McBoob burger.
Yeah, McBoober. Sorry.
I kind of expected the show to go this way a little earlier than this, so it's totally fine.
We're doing well.
You guys are great.
We're keeping it above.
Yeah, no,
above the belt right now.
Yeah.
So, do you guys think you'll be tattooing for the foreseeable future? Is this your plan?
I mean,
tattoo until you can't?
I'm not qualified to do anything else. So.
Feel the same way?
Yeah, half of my head is tattooed.
It's true.
Not gonna be modeling anytime soon.
Mine too. Now that you can see it under
There
a
you
lamp.
go. Yeah, we didn't get our haircuts today. We
were
totally
gonna.
planned on
We
it.
tried to.
Frank's got a barber that comes right to the studio.
Yeah,
I know.
We talked about that.
We did.
It's
I
pretty
talked to
awesome.
him too. He was busy.
Do you have one of those? A stylist that'll just show up?
I don't. I do have a stylist across the street though.
Talk to Frank. He's got
I
connections.
know a guy.
Will he come to Virginia?
Probably not.
It's only like 9 hours.
If you're anywhere near Holyoke, he's got you. It's good.
Holyoke. It's fine.
Right.
So, where's your next stop after you leave here?
I'm back home in Virginia for a few weeks, and then I've got the Bay Area Convention in San Fran. Then Virginia for a little bit again, and then I've got the New Zealand Tattoo and Art Festival in New Plymouth.
That's like the end of November? Third week
Yeah,
of
it's
November?
the last weekend in November, I believe. 29th and 30th.
Do you do that every year?
Every year, yeah. It's a great show.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's one of my favorites. And
Is it a big show?
It's pretty big for, like, especially being in like the Southern Hemisphere and, you know, not on a giant continent. It's I think it's 250 artists or something. It's pretty big. And then directly after that, I've got the Melbourne convention. So, and then I'm back here for the rest of the year. Yeah.
It's a lot of traveling. Do you like traveling? Kind of?
I mean, I like being places. Getting there is not so fun.
Planes and trains.
Yeah, but I mean, it's part of it, right?
Frank,
Yeah.
you got any travel plans? I know you've got a little one and then another on the way, so it makes it harder.
Yeah, that other one actually this year is Joe King. We are traveling everywhere this next year. Well, down the East Coast and probably back home to our respective locations. I'm going to show him Oklahoma. He's going to show me Kentucky, and we're going to stop everywhere in between.
That sounds great. When are you guys doing that?
We're still nailing down all the dates.
Have you titled this trip yet? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were talking about doing the ritual art dynamic or like.
I still like the ritual art. Did you say duo after for a
Duo.
while there? That was awesome.
Ritual art duo. I'm trying to think of a good way to draw it up.
Like
so it says
on
red.
the road with Frank and
Hell
Joe.
yeah.
On the road with Frank and Joe. Are you going to videotape this?
Yeah, we're gonna do a lot of cool stuff. We have the technology, and we're bringing banjos and guitars, and we're driving the whole way. So it'll be stopping in certain studios and guest spotting in tandem. That'll be fun. So we can kind of book appointments on different days, and when you're working the entire time, you can't really hang out with the people you've come to see. And
Right.
so like I'll be doing a tattoo. He'll be with people from the studio doing some art and just kind of seeing the town and all these things, and we'll kind of switch off.
Meanwhile, leaving off the map down 2 artists.
Up
Thanks,
to
guys.
awesome guests probably though.
Yeah, probably.
You want to come back?
Sure.
Bam.
Nice work.
Problem solving.
So you and Joe are going to start your own show, from what I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Competition from within. What are we calling the show?
Well, it was going to be the Joe and Frank sketch hour at night in the morning.
Frank and Joe at night in the morning.
In the morning at night.
In the morning at
It'll
night.
be late, so it'll be Frank and Joe in the morning at night. Yeah.
What can we expect from the show?
We have so many guests that come through. We just want to go to Joe's house and draw and talk about things that happen while we're drawing. It's completely open-ended. As long as people are doing things on paper, then we can talk about anything we want to.
It sounds like it can go so badly.
It definitely can, and it's going to be on public access television.
Speaking of which, you can see this show on public access television in your neighborhood.
Yep.
Get ready for it to be banned once this guy's on TV.
There are very few rules. I looked it up. This is
There are
going to
very
be
few
great.
rules. This show gets put on cable access just the way it is. Swears and all.
Oh,
Thanks for
yes.
fucking watching cable access. Because it's for the people, so they don't. The FCC's not in it, not all about it.
Yeah.
As long as there's no commercials, you're good.
The FCC will let us be.
I hope.
I had to.
Hopefully this won't ruin it.
But still
We're
early.
going out to like 600,000 households on cable access.
Don't tell me
Really?
that.
Yeah,
Don't
all
tell
across
me
the
that.
Wait,
US.
how many TVs are actually on at the
Right
time?
now, 3, 4, I don't know, 5.
Thank you.
Stoners across the nation watch us late into the night.
Should play some sleep.
It's copyrighted.
I concur.
Copyrighted,
Okay.
I can't play it.
You
Just
can,
imagine it
I don't
happening.
have the license.
you can hum it.
I can't right now.
It's so slow. It'd be like 5 seconds.
I don't
of
have the
note.
capacity.
Well, hey, thanks for being with us. We are going to go to Rebecca with the network news. She's going to come out from behind the computer and tell you what's been going on in TattooNOW. And then we'll show you Tattoo of the Day. And then we've got some interviews from the last Paradise Artist Retreat with Jeff Gogwe and Chet Zar. We're going to do this after every show for the foreseeable future. We've got a lot of video from it. The Paradise Artist Retreat is coming up in March of 2015. You should definitely check it out if you've never been. You guys going?
I
Oh, yeah.
really want to go. Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
In March?
It changed. I learned how to paint and started painting.
The artist
by
retreat,
going
yes.
there.
I
The
will be
artist
there.
retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
we're
in
going
Mexico.
from
It's
there
beautiful.
and then going back home. So yeah.
I'm going to be going from Italy to Colorado to New Mexico apparently in 1 month, so it's going to be a good one.
Awesome.
So we'll come back with network news, and then we'll play you some of those interviews after Tattoo of the Day. Stay with us. Thanks, Erin.
Thank
It
you.
wasn't so bad, right?
It's okay.
Thanks, Frank.
Yeah.
Nothing blew up?
Not yet. Did it record though? Are we all good yet?
Totally. Viewers of the show will know that Frank has routinely destroyed the show just by being on the show.
You're damn right.
All right, we'll see you on the other side of this. Stick with us.
Wasn't even that nerdy.
No, it wasn't.
We're at a really pivotal point right now where we can all make a leap forward.
In the modern age, that's where the floodgates of tattooing has opened up. And every young kid wants to grow up and be a tattooer.
You limit yourself and think, oh, I can't afford that, or I'm not good good enough, or just sort of be introspective about the ways that your fears and your insecurities get triggered.
There's a lot of talent coming in, and if you want to make money, and if you want to be a part of, and if you want the respect of your comrades in this industry, you have to do everything you can do to grow. And no singular movement in the industry is more powerful at taking this creative energy and pushing it towards growth than TattooNOW, Paradise Artist Retreats. And if you're not coming to these things, you're getting left behind. That's all there is to it.
I can feel it elevating me to another place, another level of understanding. I keep thinking the word retreat. It is an artist's retreat, and just by definition of the word, to retreat or pull back from the front lines of your life and everything that you're doing, the busyness, and to literally calm myself.
I really love being around serious artists, and the artists that are here are all of them serious artists, and so when you get 100 serious artists together, it creates a special kind of energy.
I'm so honored to be invited, and such incredible people and such a high caliber of artists that are here, because you've got people that are practicing their art every day.
So busy all the time, and I do work every day, and I paint as much as I can at home, but to be in a space with other people doing it, in a place that's beautiful like this.
Painters get inspired, artists get inspired. Yeah, if you don't do anything else in the year, then just go to one of these events. It's just amazing.
Letting all these creative juices just flow together, and it's awesome. I've never experienced anything like this. It gives me hope for the future.
Whenever you're surrounded by this much talent and productive talent, like people who are taking their talent and making lots of artwork, you bring inspiration and ideas.
Working with all these great artists, you feed off of them, and you feed off of the energy.
In just 4 days of being here, I find myself being able to apply different artists' techniques.
I feel super honored to be here participating in the retreat amongst the world's greatest.
Everyone is putting out amazing work. If I had the money, I would buy everything on the floor.
And as being visual people like we are, artists, all you have to do is see it. You know, you see what someone else is doing and it affects you. So, I mean, no price is too much to go home change.
You need to be here. Come join us.
And now, TattooNOW Network News.
Greetings, everyone. Rebecca here from TattooNOW, coming at you with the network news, the latest and greatest updates in the tattoo world. Kicking it off is the upcoming Guy and Russ collaboration. Guy Aitchison, Russ Abbott, together in East Hampton. Amazingness will ensue. It's going to be great. You can either join us live in person for a meet and greet on October 22nd in East Hampton, Massachusetts, if you happen to be in the Northeast. It's going to be great. You can hang, chat, drink a beer, watch them start to tattoo an entire leg sleeve that they're going to be working on together, which is going to be absolutely amazing. That first day is open to the public, so join us. Bring your friends. Bring your fam. It's going to be great. The second day is a more technical day, and it's going to be focused on kind of the actual like tips and tricks that are going on behind the scenes in their development of this piece, and they're going to be diving in a little bit deeper. So that is going to be open to tattoo artists only. So you can access this through the live webinar, like we said, you can go on to tattoonow.com/webinars and sign up for a ticket. It will get you there in person, or you can check it out online, and it's going to be really great. Moving on, another exciting worldwide tattoo-related piece of news is the conference coming up in Italy, and that is going to be on November 10th, 11th, and 12th in Venice, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. Highly recommend that you get your plane ticket and hop on over there, because there's going to be absolutely amazing talks and seminars and panel discussions and all sorts of great stuff with some of the greatest tattooers in the world right now. So Shige is going to be there, Nico Hurtado, No Capobianco, Guy Aitchison is going to be beaming in, and there's going to be all sorts of stuff going on. And this is the time for people to learn all sorts of stuff and, put down the tattoo machine for a little while and break out a notepad and learn some stuff and share some stuff. So if you can't make it to Italy, so you can just hop right on tattoonow.com/webinars. Again, awesome place to go. You should just check it out anyway, but for this specific purpose. You can buy a live streaming webcast ticket that will get you full access to 3 days. And that's just totally amazing. Really wonderful. I mean, you can watch this stuff from your couch. You can be in your PJs. You can be with your cat. You can eat some cereal and learn all sorts of interesting stuff. So yeah, that's going to be great. So if you're watching us right now, that means you have the ability to watch us in Italy. So hop on there, check it out, and we look forward to seeing you and spread the word, because this really is a very special event that's coming up. A more local event that's happening tonight, actually, in Northampton, Massachusetts, is the Drink and Draw. Because, who doesn't love drinking and drawing? I mean, it is being held by a local artist that Off the Map Tattoo has been working with. We're helping get his art out there. We're always supporting local art and trying to find new ways to get it out to the masses. So this is a fun place for you to just kind of go, hang out, grab a beer, talk to some new people, learn some new techniques, or sit in the corner by yourself and create something wonderful. Join us next month and bring a friend. It's like Sunday night. What else are you doing? Another exciting thing that happened was the launch of a new website through the TattooNOW network. Lucas Eagleton, out of Rebel Muse in Lewiston, Texas, launched a site this past week, and it's simple, sleek, easy to use, really responsive. You can view it on your iPad or your cell phone, and you don't have to worry about really annoying changes between the two. So you can view everything, view his beautiful art, and yeah, you should hop on to lucaseagletonart.com and check it out. And if you or someone you know is in the market for a new website, or you're looking to improve on the website you have, or you just kind of have this wonderful dream of a website in your head that has all these custom features that would just be absolutely perfect for you and the work that you do, let us know, because that's what TattooNOW does, and we are happy to help. So give us a call. Give me a call, because I'll probably be answering the phone, or you can email me. Either way, love to chat. And again, Off the Map Live, like Ben was saying earlier, it can be accessed through local public access stations, and we just got added to a new one, which is totally rad. Always happy to be spreading the good word of tattoos around. And this one came out of Windsor, Connecticut, which is great. It's not too far from here. Great little population of people learning more about tattoos, and Connecticut has a long-standing history in tattoos. It was, it was legal to tattoo there before it was legal in Massachusetts, and there's a lot of history. Great tattoo artists like Nick Baxter came out of there. So yeah, if you live in Connecticut or you live anywhere else and you want to see us on your TV, you know how to do that now. So these are some little snapshots of the things that have been going on, and one more exciting breaking piece of news is
got a trash bag taped to her back.
Woo! This little like hazard zone is a tattoo that Erin Chance just helped me out with, and I feel so grateful to have been able to work with her. She was a pleasure to work with and just put me at ease and created some really beautiful art. So you should check out her Instagram if you want to see what it looks like. It's Erin Chance Tattoo on Instagram. Check it out. Lots of beautiful stuff. So that's all. And after this, I want you to stay tuned because we have a great selection of the tattoo of the day.
I hope you enjoyed Tattoo of the Day. I always do. That band you heard was one of my old bands. That was the Probates. Sorry, we don't have anything out for you, and we don't exist anymore because we're a bunch of old chumps and we don't do things anymore. Thank you for watching our show. I'd like to thank Erin Chance and Frank Reddy for joining us. It was a great show. If you want to see this show again, go to our YouTube channel, subscribe. You'll get notified every time a new one comes out. We do it every 2 weeks. Please comment and rate the show. We want to know what you think about it, and we want to get out to more people. And the only way that's going to happen is if you subscribe, rate, and comment. That would be wonderful. As Rebecca mentioned, and I mentioned earlier, if you want to see us on cable access, go to your local cable access station. Tell them that Off the Map Live is available on pegmedia.org for free. We pay for that so that your stations can download them for nothing. We want to get out there. We want to put this stuff out there. It's a real tattoo show. No bullshit, no drama. You can see that by what goes on here. Well, it's a little bullshit, but it's good bullshit. It's not bad bullshit, I guess. We're going to leave you with a couple interviews that Richie Bulldog did at the last Paradise Artist Retreat with Jeff Gogwe and Chet Zar. We've got more coming down the pipeline. Paradise Artist Retreat coming up in New Mexico, March and April 2015. It is wonderful, but don't take my word for it. Listen to Jeff, listen to Chet. Here it is. Thanks for watching. I hope you tune in 2 weeks on Sunday when we do it all again. We'll see you on the other side. Thanks for watching. Later.
I would say it's invaluable to come. This is my first time. I've known about it for the last 3 years, and I chose to not come because I was busy. I mean, last year I made it a priority. I said next year I'm definitely going to go. I didn't know what to expect. I came here with no expectations, with really no understanding of how it was going to work. I came here a little confused on what to expect, but I tried to come open-minded. I think that it's the conversations you have with people, the insight that you get just from being close enough to actually talk to people, and as being visual people like we are, artists, all you have to do is see it. You know, you see what someone else is doing and it affects you. So, I mean, no price is too much to go home changed, you know what I mean? It'll bump you. I can feel it elevating me to another place, another level of understanding. It's a very casual environment. I'm sure it would be intense, and you know, you come into the room and you see everyone pull out these big paintings. I came with nothing. You know, I came with some blank canvases still wrapped in the plastic from the store, and then I'm next to Sean, and he has paintings that were shipped here that, you know, were in progress, and they're really complex, and it shook me. I'm like, oh man, maybe I should have brought something else, but that's not my process, you know. And I think that's the whole reason of coming together is we're not coming together to necessarily change ourselves or each other, but definitely to, I guess, just take in more. You know, I see someone else's process, I'm watching him, and I'm going, oh, I mean, it affects me, you know, and it's not just him, I mean, it's every single person I walk by. It's seeing these amazing painters, and I don't know who people are, and I'm pretty shy, so I'm not one to go up and introduce myself. So I look at the paintings and I take it in. I let it affect me. I'm not looking to take anything from anyone, but you definitely go, you know, I mean, my head's spinning out, not in a bad way, not overwhelming at all. It's inspiring in the true sense of the word. I feel inspired.
Working with all these great artists, you feed off of them, and you feed off of the energy, and if you get stuck on a painting or something, all you gotta do is walk 2 feet and get inspired, you know what I mean? And it's like, people are sharing advice, people are sharing techniques, it's very communal, it's like a family atmosphere. It's like everybody's cool, there's no drama. So I like painting here, and I don't know, I feel like I can take it with me. I can take it back home with me. I try and bring my best painting, you know, to try and inspire other people, and I try and bring an open mind and an open heart. You know, I want to learn as much as I want to teach as well with the seminar I did. I don't know. I want to be here, and I want to be in this, and you know, be with my brothers and sisters, hanging out and making art. That's what it's all about. You know, it's not all about painting and shutting off. It's more about painting with your pals. It's about hanging out and painting with your buddies. And it's like, someone's got a question, I'll always stop and talk to them, and if they want to know what I'm doing, I'll explain it. So and I think everybody's kind of like that here. So it's like, it's this exchange of information and technique and inspiration. It's, you know, it's really special. Yeah, being in New Mexico is pretty much the perfect spot, I think, for the Paradise Artist Retreat. It's super quiet, it's super peaceful, and there's definitely an energy that you can feel when you come here. It really is kind of magical. I guess that's why they call it the land of enchantment, you know, because it really is. It's just like you're in nature, and it's just, there's beauty everywhere. It's the perfect place to come and get inspired and paint with your friends. People, and it's like you go to these things and you don't know a lot of the people, but it's like they're your buddies right away. You know, everybody's got this feeling like we're part of the family.
And we're celebrating.